Schools will remain open despite the concerns of an increase in the number of coronavirus infections since the phased commencement of in-person schooling. The Education Cabinet Secretary, Professor George Magoha, says the ministry is closely monitoring the situation, which, according to him, doesn't warrant closure. Bridget Ngana also reports on whether parents should prepare children from other classes to resume learning.
This is the latest learning institution to be affected. A student at Momando Secondary School in Machakos County has tested positive for COVID-19, forcing 4 teachers and 14 other students who were in close contact to go into quarantine. As 3 million pupils and students across the country in Grade 4, Standard 8 and Form 4 settle into learning, there is the unsettling news that the parents are now learning of. Reports of more pupils and teachers contracting COVID-19 at school premises in Nandi, Kakamega, Nairobi and Mombasa counties is threatening the Ministry of Education's ambition to complete the 2020 academic year's crash program by December. But for now, the students are to stay put, according to the Cabinet Secretary.
It is true that we have had small pockets of breakouts, and those pockets of breakouts, like the ones in Mombasa, which necessitated certain actions, for example, the closure of the schools for 2 weeks, mirror the extent of the population in the area.
There have been reports that parents with children in other classes have received communique from various learning institutions to have them report to school on Monday, on the 26th of October.
We never gave any date. That date of 26th belonged to the media. So we never gave any date. What we said was that we were going to monitor how everything is going, and we shall make a decision, and the announcement will be made by the ministry in consultation with the Ministry of Health and Interior.
The National Parents Association has already expressed its intention to call for the closure of schools should infections among learners continue to surge, even as the ministry expresses confidence that it is closely monitoring the situation in collaboration with the Ministry of Health.
We are auditing the process of the last 2 weeks. And if a decision shall be made, it will be made based on facts. Nobody is thinking of closing the schools again.
Since the first phase of learning began 2 weeks ago, lack of infrastructure at some public schools and sanitation facilities have exposed the Ministry of Education's ill-preparedness, despite receiving more than 80 billion shillings as COVID-19 relief funds earlier in the year in readiness for resumption of in-person schooling. Bridget Ngana, NTV.